The logistics and supply value chain. The logistics and supply value chain, as I said, has come up with one of the fastest growing industries in the country. Though still in the nascent stage and however a huge infrastructure deficit and anti-business government policies, poor road network, unstable electricity supply and taxation, and of course multiple taxation has led to the sector not being able to achieve its full potential with the booming e-commerce sector in Nigeria. The delivery providers have seen a steady growth in their revenues, and as the population is increasing, with average revenue per user amounting to $46.52 US dollar, that's in 2019, the future of logistics market in the region looks promising. Well, notwithstanding the enormous prospect in the logistics value chain, the disruptions in the industry due to COVID-19 pandemic has led to the call for improved digitalization by operators to remain relevant in meeting the needs of critical sectors. Well, let's look at this critically and see what it means for the Nigerian economy. I have joining me live in our Lagos studio to look at this is the product and growth lead overseas shipping, GIG Logistics, Mr. Lanre Olagunju. Mr. Olagunju, good afternoon. It's good to have you in the studio.
Good to have you too. Very nice to finally meet you.
Yes. That's really a good one. Let's start with the logistics space. For some time, COVID-19 and the effect of COVID-19, it was a standstill.
Yeah.
How did it go at that time? How did it affect you?
Okay, so what we saw in Nigeria, especially Nigeria, SMEs are a bedrock of our economy.
Yeah.
With 96% of businesses being SMEs, contributing about 48% of GDP, and also 84% of employment. What we saw on two sides was it affected merchants and consumers alike. On the merchant side of things, we saw that SMEs had to have a digital presence to be able to trade now, because customers could not come into your physical stores to not do the normal transactions. So right now, you have to rely heavily on logistics, to be honest. And on the consumer side of things, we saw rapid adoption in technology. On our app use alone, we saw a 70% spike during COVID in downloads of our apps and everything. So I think what we tried to do during the COVID era was to first connect Nigeria. And connecting Nigeria, we boast about having the largest footprint in Nigeria with over 120 experience centers, which means you can go into any of our centers and ship to any state in the country, or go on our app and do the same thing. What we were able to do with that connecting Nigeria was we were able to ease logistics for SMEs. We came up with a class plan, which even gives them a discount of 15% off for normal shipping. So it helps them to maximize and optimize their revenue while not having the headache of the logistics. I think after COVID, what we try to do is once the borders started opening up, we launched what we call overseas shipping. Overseas shipping now means that your products are now open to anybody in the world. So you can walk into any of our centers, like let's say for instance, I want to ship Adire from Benin Kebbi. I walk into a GIG center there and I can ship it all the way to Sao Paulo. That actually expands your market, and then you're able to make more revenue to be able to feed your family without necessarily thinking of the logistics. And what we've been able to do is you can track it end to end. You can see from when we pick it up to when it leaves the country to when it arrives Sao Paulo. You can see everything end to end. So we actually have that full transparency on our app, and I think trying to adapt to this new phase of normal in our lives. I think I think we just have to accept it and then just try and use tech to see how we can keep pushing the boundaries.
Brilliant submission there. Thank you so much. It's a good way to start our discussion around that logistics space, because even the COVID-19 itself, I think more pressure came on the logistics space because we needed to move vaccines. A lot of stuff needed to be done. So personally, you started talking about some of them, but what were you really doing? What more were you doing to scale up to meet up with all of these demands in this space? Okay,
so I think we already know the logistics space probably increased ×3 of what it was before, and you can even see with the rise of different other people's trying to start off their logistics. You have one-man logistics companies here and there. True. So we can see all that. I think what we try to do is we tried to, we started this program called GIG Go Partners, which means you have a truck, you have a bike, you have a van, and they're just sitting at home. They're not making any money. Why don't you join GIG and become one of our partners? We have a lot of demand that your trucks, your vans, your bikes can always make money with. We right now, I think we have training programs where we onboard these partners, tell them how to communicate with customers, and once you're on board, you start making money almost immediately. So I think that's what we're able to do in terms of trying to cope with the demand. I think secondly, we try to automate a lot of our processes. We try to stop a lot of manual things. We try to be so transparent. So for instance, you're trying to ship, let me just give an example. So we have customers that ship from or buy stuff from Amazon, buy stuff from the UK, from the US, from different stores, and they're trying to think of how can I get this to Nigeria during this COVID era. Yeah. So what we did there was we automated the process. You go on Amazon's website or you go on eBay or anyone, and then you put in our address, our warehouse address. That's all you need to do. Once you do that, you come to our app, create the shipment so that we're expecting it. Once we get it, we tell you your shipment has arrived. We send you the payment link, you pay, and you get it right at your doorstep in Nigeria. So these are some of the ways we've been trying to push the boundary in terms of logistics in Nigeria. So our plan is actually, we're trying to be the gateway into Africa and out of Africa. That's our global strategy in GIG Logistics. And I think every day, if you come to our company, you see it's a youthful company. We all know with internet penetration and most of these people in Nigeria, or most of the population being youths, it's very critical for you to have a youthful workforce, so that you can always keep innovating and keep pushing that boundary. They can think like our consumers and everything. So I think in terms of trying to meet the demand, I think we're on the right track, and I think we'll just keep pushing the boundary through tech.
As much as I always like, yes, tech, that's the way to go, because considering what we've seen with COVID-19, our Zoom meetings, and all definitely. Of the Skypes and all of this. But technology still has its own challenges, peculiar to Africa, to Nigeria and all of that. One way or the other, has this affected your flow or your flow of your business in whatever, or how can we make it more seamless, if you would use that word?
So I think with the logistics business, the thing is there's still quite a bit of manual processes that have to be manual. What you just have to always do is just try and automate all the other processes around it. For instance, we still have to do 100% check on shipments leaving the country, because you don't want to ship contraband. Yeah. We know everybody right now, everybody's being smarter with that. People are hiding things in places you cannot even imagine. True. You still have the issue of people actually coming to your house to pick up goods. So all these processes are still manual. What we just try to do is just keep making sure that there's transparency. From when a captain, or we call our drivers captains, so when the captain comes to your house, it picks up your good. You can see when it picks it up, you can see it when it's in transit, you can see it when it gets to this service center, you can see it when it leaves the States. I think those are the processes we just have to automate, because I think the issue about it is trust at the end of the day. Yeah. In Nigeria, we have a trust issue. Even with e-commerce, what we were able to do was, with the decentralized commerce or social commerce, I want to buy something on Instagram, I go there, and I don't know this vendor from anywhere. But because you have a brand like GIG Logistics that, I can always walk into their center and somebody will answer me, you trust GIG to be able to do that logistics part for you. So I think when it comes to automating processes generally, I think there's only so much you can automate in logistics, but we keep trying to push that and keep trying to see how we can continue to do that.
A lot of good things you've talked about, but I'd like to also know that what's that thing that really makes you have a lot of competitors, of course, in the logistics space. Like you said, a lot of one man, it's like an SME space, even for some people now they're taking advantage of it. So who will be your direct competitors, and what do you think makes you stand out from them?
Okay, so I think direct competitors, obviously we'll have the likes of the DHL, the UPSs, I think more locals, FedEx, and then maybe you have we actually have quite a couple of competitors. But I think for us, what makes us stand out is literally our footprint. We keep expanding every day. I think in Nigeria, maybe we only have 3 states that we're not in. We're in 3 out of 36 states, which means like there's no nook and cranny of Nigeria that we cannot cover. I don't think anybody, even the DHL and UPS, especially locally for domestic, I don't think they have that kind of reach that we have in Nigeria. And I think secondly is we always love to innovate. If we see something that would always make our customers have a better experience, we always push for that. We actually believe that one negative feedback to us is actually more important than positive feedback, because that one negative feedback means there are other customers that are thinking that same way, and we need to fix that problem. So I think it's just we always think of ourselves as a startup, and once you think of yourself as a startup, you always keep innovating. You never get satisfied. Every day is a day one, and you just keep pushing it.
This bridging the gap with overseas shipping is something that really interests me.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that? Why is this very important?
Okay, so I think bridging the gap is very important because the world is getting smaller. It's becoming smaller with communication and technology, as we all know. And I think it's very important, especially for Nigerians make a lot of good products. To be honest with you, you will see some of the merchants, what they create, it's amazing. They make a lot of good products, and it's very important for them to expand their market. Your customer might be in Trinidad and Tobago, and he's trying to say, okay, how do I get this idea? How do I get these beads? And that is our goal, to be able to connect you to that customer. We don't want you to be limited by the boundaries of Nigeria. We want you to be able to ship to anywhere in Africa, anywhere in the US, anywhere in the UK, like any continent whatsoever, you should be able to ship to without having any issues. And that our goal is just to be the logistics partner. We're not trying to share profit margin with you, nothing. We just want to make sure that you're able to make that revenue by us delivering to that customer. So it's, I think bridging the gap is very important, even with imports as well. We still have a lot of our stores here that sell stuff from the UK or the US. Yeah. And what we try to do is we try to bring these goods in as fast as we can. If I'm sure if you go to any of those websites normally and you're trying to do a direct shipping to Nigeria, you see what the shipping cost is like. It is crazy. But what we try to do is we try to bridge that gap. You just send it to our warehouse and we take care of it. In the US, we ship down to Nigeria in 7 to 14 working days. In the UK, we ship down to Nigeria in 3 to 4 working days. And it's at a very affordable prices, to be honest. I think once you try us first time, I don't think you have any issues with us.
Well, let's wrap up now, almost finally. Lately, yes, talking climate change, because that's also a way to go, and cutting operational costs. I see you guys doing something around safe environment with EVs, talking about electric vehicles. That really excited me, you know. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we actually have a carbon neutral strategy in terms of using the EVs. We have electric vehicles that I would say we're test running at the moment. We're currently using them for interstate deliveries in Lagos. And obviously, we know like the infrastructure right now is not the best. So we are the ones building infrastructure in terms of having charging ports at our centers and everything. So, but I think it's the future. It's the way to go. The cost savings on it, you'll be shocked that if you see the numbers, they're incredible. If you have a fully charged EV that can go 3 to 4 days without having to recharge. So those are the kind of innovations that we're looking at. How do we save more money and deliver more? And so I think as we keep growing, this in the next 5 to 10 years. Obviously, our plan is to maybe grow to about 60% of EVs, 40%, and then finally just gradually as government infrastructure for EVs start to get better and start to grow, we'll be able to phase that out finally. But right now, definitely it's a big strategy for us, and we just keep like I keep saying, we're a very innovative company. We're a startup. We just keep pushing.
I like that you're looking ahead, and I'd like us to wrap up on that note. Let's look ahead. What would you tell Nigerians? What's your projection? What are you looking at, even in regards to the market and your business in a few years to come, and what they should also expect from you? I know innovation will be key, of course.
Yeah, but I think for us, like you said, we're trying to be the gateway into and out of Africa. We have a sub-Saharan strategy. We're expanding into other countries rapidly. Right now we're in Ghana, we're trying to go into Nairobi, we're trying to go into Rwanda, so that we can have logistics between Africa even as seamless as we are doing it overseas as well. And I think once we are able to close this gap, I think the future for e-commerce or logistics in Nigeria is going to go through the roof.
And it's a very good way to live it. I've been speaking to Mr. Lanre Olagunju there, giving us great insights into the logistics space. He is the product and growth lead, overseas shipping, GIG Logistics. Thank you very much for spending your Monday afternoon with us. Anytime. We appreciate this, and we'll keep a tab on you as developments unfold in that sector.
No problem. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, then.